Hello, my friends. Well prepared this episode, I notice a pattern that every year, my new year, when it starts, and it brings some particular event, and this event sets the direction for the full year. And it has been happening since 2016.
A year 2023, a second year of war, a level of stress, both in my personal life and in business, was beyond the measure. I felt like I was falling into a bottomless pit, breaking through the ground with the weight of financial obligations that once again crashed down on me. I couldn't handle the stress anymore. My hands were shaking and problems were pouring in from every side. The cancellation of all flights to and from Russia, the suspension of US visa interviews, the collapse of the ruble, and skyrocketing travel costs for Russian people, the impossibility of leaving Russia because of mobilization, Russian cards cut off from international payment system, and banks disconnected from SWIFT, a full ban on advertising US services in Russia, and the blocking of Instagram, my main sales platform. It hit me hard. My Instagram account wasn't just a page, it was my voice, my business, my energy source. Money was running out fast, but I didn't cry, I didn't beg, I didn't complain about my fate. When I hit the wall, I signed a contract with a large travel company. I worked there for exactly 6 months, gained 26 extra pounds, but at least solved some of my financial problems. And I made a promise to myself. I would rather rebuild my business step by step than become a slave to the corporate world and someone else rules.
Shortly before I quit my job, I made one more attempt to save my business. Instead of spending my salary on myself or everyday needs, I invested it into marketing campaign for a new Russian-speaking market. It was Israel. It was September 2023. The campaign was successful until another war broke out between Israel and Palestine. Flights were cancelled, tours were cancelled, and the whole cycle for me repeated itself just like it did after the war between Russia and Ukraine. Now there were two wars instead of one for my business. I think God was making fun with me and questioning. I was questioning, well, okay, here's a new task. Let's see how I will handle that. I learned to treat financial losses calmly because I know how to make money again. But emotional losses were much harder for me to survive. Almost at the same time, I went through a painful breakup. Yes, I fell in love. I was married, and he was married too. And I'm not ashamed to admit it. That's life. That is life. Why it didn't work out first time? Too many complications, Men are often weaker than women, especially when it comes to inner strength and emotional maturity. But most importantly, you cannot build anything new if you haven't put a full stop to your past relationship. If fears are louder than sincerity, if past still controls the present. Love is not a battlefield where you prove who is right. Love is a space where two souls choose to grow, not to compete, not to adjust. It's a mature desire to be together, built on depth, not on guilt, on genuine interest in each other, where time simply disappears. Love is where the ego no longer tries to control the moment. It's a mutual dance through life, gentle, evolving, and real. And even when you're apart, love remains quietly alive inside you. Love is the feeling that makes you want to become better because it's something pure, bright, and deeply soulful. And it lives inside you for as long as the universe allows it to exist. But that's me speaking now in October 2025 after I have analyzed every single step. But back then, I was driven by hormones, emotions, losing strength day by day until I woke up in intensive care with diagnosis acute respiratory failure. Believe me, it's very scary. That's when I truly understood. The one who loves deeply burns and turns into ashes. By the end of December 23, I had nothing left. No strength, no money, no family, no love, no health, no even myself. That was the real rock bottom was. The moment where you either pull yourself out or simply lie down and die. But I chose love, real, honest, raw, fascinating life. I promised myself that no matter what, I would find my strength again and be happy. That's how the journey of my new life began. And the first thing I did was to promise myself to walk 20,000 steps a day for 365 days, no matter what. Today is October 17, 2025, and I haven't missed any single day, except when I was on my motorcycle tour along Route 66. And any change begins with a single step. The moment you decide you want to change everything. Recently, I met some people from my past, and I want to take this chance to say thank you, Russian Naperville, for remembering me and sending you hellos. Wishing you all an amazing upcoming Halloween party. And if you ever need a Toastmaster to make your party fun, where no one is bored and everyone is laughing, call me. But I think the cost of my services is very high, and only a few souls are brave enough to allow themselves that freedom and can truly afford that. Because there is the whole universe inside me. Tonight, you can be anyone, a witch, a demon, even yourself. Though honestly, the last costume is sometimes the scariest one. We wear our masks not for a night, but for years, playing our roles without intermission. At least on Halloween, we can say it aloud. Yes, I've got a little mischief in my vision. Now it's trendy, fangs and fake blood, selfies with devils, candles in cakes. But as I watch, it hits me suddenly. We live like this without the breaks. Pumpkins glow, the moon is laughing. Everyone acts on their little stage. And only morning, like the truth itself, washes off the makeup and turns the page.